Good morning. Good morning. My camera seems so weird. You know, it's lighter in here. I have an extra lamp on this morning. How you doing? How's everybody? Happy Monday. Can't believe it's Monday already. To think I was just coming back from Sedona 1 week ago on Monday. And that seems like it was weeks ago now. It's crazy. Time is like totally effing with me. Yeah. So, I had a busy weekend. How about you guys? Did you have a good one? I had some wonderful clients yesterday, and you know, every opportunity I have to work with someone, it's like everybody has a different experience, and so it's always an experience for me as well. It's a lesson that I learn each time, and it's really beautiful. And both of my sessions yesterday were super cool. So I wanted to mention, I know I've posted it on my page a couple of times, my friend Jennifer Douglas is getting ready to launch her thermography business. She's just waiting for the camera to be built and stuff right now. So once she has her equipment, she should be up and running by the end of November, late November probably. And thermography is basically, it takes a picture of whichever area of your body. You can do a whole body if you want. A lot of women are using it instead of having mammograms. And so I felt like it was important to talk about this a little bit today, just because we are in October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which, you know, men get breast cancer too. So this is equally important for men and women. But thermography actually takes a photo, a picture of your heat areas in your body. And where there is heat, usually that's a spot that you need to look at. And I will have Jennifer on one day. Maybe we can do it on that next Monday, because I'll be in Boise, but maybe the week after, I can get her over to do a Facebook Live with me and have her explain the process a little bit more, because it's really important stuff. And it, you know, mammograms are not safe. They actually can cause real issues. It's not only the radiation, but also the trauma to the breast that happens. And so I'm really excited about her new business. And one of the things that I asked her about yesterday, she came for Reiki. One of the things that I asked her about yesterday is possibly doing something at my house and having like a girls' day, and have her come in and do the scans here at my house, and using one of my little rooms here, and maybe doing a discount for my friends to come and have that done. And so if anybody is interested in doing something like that, if you would let me know. And when I do a Facebook Live with Jennifer, we'll talk more in depth about the thermography, because it can detect cancer cells when there's just like a few hundred cells, whereas a mammogram, typically it's several billion cells before it's ever detected, and it could be 8 or 10 years later. I mean, this is amazing stuff. It's not covered by insurance, unfortunately, because, you know, there's not enough money to be made on it, I guess. I don't know, my opinion. But if you have like a health savings account or a flex spending account with your as part of your health coverage, you can use those, I do believe, for mammography or for thermography. So anyway, it's, you know, it's kind of, we do have a couple of companies here in the Valley, and this is something that Jennifer did some work with a lady on last year, and just has become so passionate about this. And she's such a researcher. She's like learned every facet of it. And she's really excited. And I'm really excited to be able to support her in her dream. of making people's lives better and helping people find alternative ways to heal and to discover what needs to be healed even. So, but if you have any interest in doing like a girls boob check day or something, just reach out and let me know, because I think it's really important. Really important. I saw A Star is Born last night. Oh, wow. I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it yet. But, you know, A Star is Born with Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson, that came out when I was in, I believe, the 9th grade. And I had that movie memorized. I saw it so many times, and I loved it. You know, it's a love story. And yes, there's tragedy, but it's still a love story. This new version, first of all, I'll say that Bradley Cooper was amazing. And Lady Gaga, I always think she is amazing. I mean, she is so talented. And I really loved their characters in the movie. But this one, like, focused more on the whole addiction part of it. And it really brought up some sad memories for me, just because it's I've been in that place. I've been with people going through that whole thing. And of course, the way you know, he doesn't, well, I don't want to give it away, but it's actually really heartbreaking. It was really heartbreaking, and it brought up a lot of those old emotions and that old sadness that I have experienced. And it was honestly really hard for me to watch the movie. The music was wonderful. I'm such a music lover anyway. I love any musical or any musical performance. That was really good. And Bradley Cooper, man, he did a really great job. He really did. Jennifer was telling me that she had read somewhere that he had taken voice lessons for a year prior to doing this movie, and they paid off. He did a beautiful job. But anyway, yeah, it was. It's not one that I will see over and over and memorize. I can tell you that. Some of the music I will listen to over and over, because that's just what I do. That's how I roll. But it was quite the movie. So, I'd love to hear everybody else's thoughts. What I've heard from everybody so far is that everybody's just really loved it. I've never heard such a quiet theater, though, at the end of the movie. It's like, you know how usually when you're walking out of a theater, it was a full theater too. Everybody's like chatting, talking about the movie. And it was just like, it was like a funeral procession walking out of there. Nobody was talking. A couple little whispers, but that's it. I think everybody was like so stunned by it. And it's definitely one that affects your heart, for sure. So that brings up another topic, and you know, when we experience things like that, whether it's just on a movie or in a book or in real life, and excuse me, we kind of we start feeling those low vibrations, those low frequencies, those low emotions. You know, how do you get yourself out of that? Yeah, this is a question I get a lot. How do I get out of that space when I'm feeling so sad and or angry or hurt? How do I move away from that? And my belief is that you replace it with the highest frequency vibrations, which are love and gratitude. And so when you're feeling that, when you go to that space, or you pick up other people's energies, as we as empaths often do, you've got to recognize it, and you've got to take yourself back up. You've got to raise your frequency back up. And you have to do it quickly, because when we're in those low frequencies, it like creates, I believe it creates like little tears in our auras, in our energy fields. And when we have those tears in our energy fields, that's an opportunity for entities and dark entities and things that we don't really want in our energy bodies to come in. And so being very aware of those things and learning to automatically switch yourself back to the high frequencies of love and gratitude will protect us from those. So anyway, that's just my thought and belief. Take it or leave it, right? Yeah, when you're in a place of love, when you are feeling pure love, and you are really, really focused on love, and you are maybe doing some affirmations about love and unconditionally loving yourself, unconditionally loving others in your life, just being love, just feeling it in your whole mind, your body, your soul. There's no room for any of the lower frequencies. You cannot feel love and hate at the same time. You just can't. So we have to make those choices, and we have to become very conscious of where we are and keep our frequencies up, keep our vibrations up. Meditation is so wonderful for that. I'm a firm believer in meditation. I know it changes lives. And so, I always talk about baby steps, because not everybody can jump into doing meditation for an hour every day. But you know what? If you do a 3-minute meditation, maybe all you do is just have a mantra or an affirmation. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. Do that for 3 minutes. And you can start as simple as that. It's not hard, and it's not time consuming. It goes by very quick. So, or you can do a chant, an Om Shanti, or there's so many different chants. Just let it loop in your head for a little bit, even while you're doing something else. If you're cleaning, or you're taking a bath, or you're driving in your car, put on a mantra and just let it loop in your head and clear the crap out. That's what we have to do. We have to clean our heads out now and then. So let's get on to the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. Today's chapter, or blesson, as I like to call them, is called Breaking the Jar. A man raised a baby swan in a glass jar, but as the bird grew, it became stuck in the jar. The man was caught now, for the only way to free the thing was to break the jar, killing the swan. That is a Zen saying. This parable speaks powerfully to the clear containments we set about the ones we love, never imagining that who and what we love grows. What we set up as parameters out of fear or arrogance, or even out of the best intentions of protection, can suffocate the very thing we hold precious. Even more devastating and subtle are the ways in which we jar ourselves. If our mind is the man raising the baby bird, then the swan is our heart. Too often, in an effort to protect ourselves from being hurt, we place our soft and growing heart in a clear jar of distrust, never dreaming that the heart continues, like the baby swan, to grow. Too often, we can contain our way of being within our way of surviving. This is how we can wall in our hearts over time. And even the most unassuming and cautious of beings can find themselves having to break their hearts, their way of feeling in the world, in order to free themselves of their hardened, clear resolve. But many of us simply live within the hardness, if we can call such a constraint living. With such suffocation of heart in mind, Rachel Naomi Raymond wisely asks, is it possible to live so defensively that you never get to live at all? Ooh. At the heart of her question in this little Zen story is the difference between surviving and thriving, between existing and living, between resignation and joy. As human beings, our distrust builds a hardened resolve over our innocence. The way that silver tarnishes when exposed to air. Only the quiet daily courage to be can let the air soften our hearts again. Connor, was this the saddest chapter you've ever heard or what? Oh my gosh. My boy's over here crying. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. You know, we slept with the windows open last night. Yes, it's that cool that we can sleep with the windows open. And Connor's bed is right under the bedroom window. And he got cold, I think, because he came over and started whining. So he got up on my bed and snuggled in under the blankets. Oh, I know. I think he's ready for breakfast. That's what he's talking about. So here's our little exercise, and then I'll get off of here. Imagine the last time you felt vulnerable or hurt, but didn't show it. Ooh. Anybody else? Anybody else just have that feeling? What has happened inside you for not showing your hurt? Imagine that moment of vulnerability again, now in the safety of your solitude. Soften the moment and let the original feeling through. Receive yourself the way you would have wanted others to. Oh, that's some great work right there. Some great work. So, I hope you have a wonderful Monday. And tomorrow's chapter is called Burning Our Way Out. The soul hovers like a sun within, burning its way out without ever leaving center. We call this the burning out passion. Passion. So, anyway, have a very blessed day, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I honor you. Any questions I can answer for you, any healing work you need, I would really love for you to reach out to me. So, have a great day. Signing off. I love you guys. Bye.